Welcome back yet again to episode 13
Woo!
of Box of Topics because you never know what you're gonna get.
Woo! 13. Wow. We just getting up there.
Hmm.
I like it.
I actually really don't mind that number.
I don't either. I'm not superstitious.
Yeah.
So,
I know I've seen or heard a bunch of superstitious things where it's like, okay, well of course, just kind of choose not to believe them, especially because some of them you kind of can't. Like the never cross a black cat's path kind of comes a little hard once you have a black cat or two.
that's true. Well, I wish I could have a black cat cross my path. Can he be 6'9"? 280 pounds. Oh, yeah. That's the black cat I love to cross my path.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know, I will say, I I never understood where certain superstitions come from. It's always a very interesting, fascinating thing to me. How certain, I guess, worries or luck or unluck can come from certain things. And I wonder, is there some kind of truth to it? Like, did that actually happen to someone? Somebody accidentally broke a mirror, and next thing you know, for the whole 7 day street, nothing's going right.
It's 7 years.
Oh, yikes! Why so long? Who set that clock? Who
I
set that
don't
time?
know who set that type of timer. If you break a mirror, because Lord knows I didn't broke. Whew. You had the little mirrors in your purse, and your purse fall out or something. I've broken those.
And
The
then,
little mirrors that come with the lipstick or whatever.
and
Those
then
have
on
been.
top of that, what counts as a mirror? Is it any reflective surface? Because if you disturb a pond, does that break it? When you break your phone screen, are we all screwed? Son?
Ooh. If phone screens count under that, then
Yeah.
everybody is getting it
Oh
because
no.
I don't know of anybody that hasn't cracked a screen or broke it at least once.
Mm,
Ooh, that no. That's a good point.
you know,
Ooh.
which shoot, world above knows.
I
Ooh.
never even thought of that. That's a good point, Devin.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, okay. Huh.
And
Hmm.
then on top of that, there's also the other fun one with the step on a crack, you break your mama's back. Okay, which crack? Do we talk about the ones outside? If there's a crack in the carpet, does that count? If you drop your phone crack, you accidentally step on the back of your phone as it cracks, does that count?
How about the people that don't like their mamas and be stepping on all type of cracks and she just keep on going through life, no problem.
But if they ain't heard you out your mom,
Man, that
you be
just
sitting there, oh, like, why is she not suffering? Next thing you know, the mail lady, oh God. It's always the mail people
ah,
or the milkman or whatever.
I don't think they still have milkman. If they do, I would love to hear about that. Oh my God, that is like truly it. What type of milk are you delivering? It's got to be something special, right? It can't just be regular cow milk. It's got to be. I imagine like from Venezuela. It's got to be yak milk or something like that. It can't be just.
I got all kinds of flavors. I got yak, I got goat, I got person, I got cow, I got duck. There's a duck. Do you want to try it? No? Okay.
Ew.
What else you looking for? I got buck.
Oh, oh no, something about that gross me out. And you say person.
What was that
People milk.
last one? Cow? No, that you know what?
People milk. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, there's a thought for you. Yeah, but another superstition, the walk under a ladder.
Ah, yes, I did that one.
I've done that multiple times. or open an umbrella and inside.
Well, I mean, like, how else do you expect me to open it? You want me to stick out half the umbrella, open it, and then walk outside?
Well, no, I think that is how you're supposed to do it. But the thing is, if you're not supposed to have an open umbrella inside, what about the people who go through like the doorways and then they close the umbrella?
You know,
Because
like,
officially, as soon as you go through the doorway,
it's an
when it's
open
spinning,
umbrella.
yeah, it's an open umbrella. Yeah, so you know, a lot of those superstitions, it's just like I don't
And
know.
especially with the walking under a ladder.
You know what
If
I
you're
think?
holding a ladder while you're
No,
walking
it's supposed to be
under a
realized.
ladder.
It's oh well, yeah, okay. But I think superstitions are old school internet myths.
mm.
I think that's all that is. Cause like you see the myths on the internet and they'll show you where something is possible. And in your mind, you know better.
Like, no, that ain't right.
Yeah, like one of
But
them that I saw is where they put the flour in the grease and then put the raw chicken in there and then it's supposed to come out coated and fried.
that's not, no. I'm not even gonna attempt to try that. Because I'm gonna
Yeah.
have a little bit of flour on one side of my chicken that won't even be fluffy or nothing. Because,
I know for a fact if once you put chicken coated in grease, the flour comes off. And if it was possible for it to get on the chicken, why would it come off in the first place?
you know,
It wouldn't even come off. It would just go back on. But no, I come on. It's like that's why you need a grease cleaner and all that other stuff because everybody knows the more you fry, the more debris you
random
get
stuff comes up.
right comes off of the food. So nothing goes on the food. Everything comes off the food when you fry it.
You
I've
know,
never seen it go the opposite direction.
you know,
So from years of cooking, when I saw that one, I was like, I call what y'all say? I call cat.
like, yeah, right.
Right,
No.
exactly. So I think that's what superstitions were. And I think it's just they was the old internet myths. Like you see, they'll do something and you just be like, that is not possible. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's what superstitions were back in the day. And everything had to be to try to scare you back in the day.
No, of course.
Everything was it was never even the nursery rhymes.
When I tell you, the second I actually, and there's a reason why, once you're in a horror movie setting, you know you are when it's dark, it's cold, there's some random small amount of wind that's unexplainable, and then you either hear children laughing or doing a nursery rhyme. You're done for. The second you hear ashes, ashes, ah boy, let me start writing my will. Because I don't know what's about to come out of nowhere and sneak up on me. Which that's how you know you. Why does every big horror or whatever just go? I want to be Batman. Yeah, come from the shadows. Leave little trails, make them feel uncertain, give them that schizophrenia, just to come out of nowhere and take off everybody one by one. Yeah, Batman. All of them do that. Freddy Krueger, Xenomorphs, sometimes Jason. I don't even know how. You're moving slow. How do you Batman people all of a sudden? You just okay. I'll
the
never come back to the lake house again. Jeez.
oh yeah, the whole thing I see in the news. I don't even go into houses where a famous death or murder has happened. Not unless Crystal Lake Camp where 13 children were murdered. Oh yeah, let's go. No.
Legend says 18 million of our kind was murdered on this very night. Why are we here?
That part. Now, okay, and speaking of those movies, like, okay, so you had the first set of kids that got killed.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
So then the second set, like, well, that's not gonna happen to us. So the second set get killed. Why is there a third, a fourth, a fifth? Why is there continuing sets still going to this location? Yeah.
I mean, it's the same reason when it's like some man. You think all these chickens would learn by now. Probably don't wrangle all together where they could catch you, defeather you, and put you in the fryer. But I mean, they just keep coming to KFC.
Man, but
So,
oh, and that's you know what? That reminds me of last night when I was door dashing and it was super dark and I couldn't see the address and I got out of the car and it was like really quiet and in the distance I could hear something. And I was like, I've seen this movie. That's another phrase from a movie that
just
I use all the time. I've seen this movie. So
mm,
I ever so quickly dropped off my stuff and I was like, it's time to go. Yes. Especially being out there by myself at like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. It was like, yeah, okay. Enough is enough. So yeah.
which I learned that's the old horror thing where you see a little girl randomly just in a long stretch of distance, whether a hallway, down the street, in a driveway, whatever. And they just always be standing there with some kind of toy, object, something, and they just ever so weirdly look at you and just say something that's supposed to be normal. But while it's dark, 2 in the morning, no lights on, and you're weirdly aware there are no dogs barking, do you want to play with me? Oh, where's my car?
You sound like Will Smith from all the MIBs.
These
It's
are the
like she
things.
got all those books way too advanced for what she about 9. She's like, she up to something.
That's what I'm
Or do
saying.
I owe her an apology? You explain to me why little Becky got it? Oh, yeah,
It'd be
so.
those times where you have to just realize, wait a minute, I'm still in the city. Why do I not hear any normal sound cues? No cars, no people, no dogs, no cats. I don't even
Man,
hear a bird. Usually
yeah,
around this point, there'd be that one bird that just,
refuses to shut up.
mm-hmm, I'm out.
Yes. Yeah, so yeah, I can't. Yeah, the whole hookup with the horror setups, and it's like I don't know. How do you not see it? You gotta be a special person to not see those setups coming.
See, I'm too non-trusting. Even when I'm in the safety of my own home, everything's locked. Four walls secure. Nothing in, nothing out. Outside of, wind or whatever. But even then, you know, do the dishes or whatever, got them stacked up to dry. Even when gravity does that funny thing of, let me move this cup, immediately I come out
Oh, I
like
sure
an
do.
old man, just a veteran, just, who's in my house?
I'll call down on the intercom system. Like, did y'all hear that thump? Do you hear? And I tell you, every time when I'm up here by myself, I swear to God, I hear a door open or close, and I'll be like, okay, this is not that movie. I swear, somebody be up here. I will shoot first,
And they be
and
like
no
saying,
questions.
well,
Oh, screw the questions. You shouldn't have been in here. I ain't got no questions for you.
you
That's
know what this
it.
was? You know where you grew up. What are you talking
Man,
about?
that part. You know
Oh
what you
my
signed up
God.
for when you came in here.
Well,
So
why would you? My question is, wouldn't you? Well, I mean,
you get
yeah.
what you get. You bring yourself in here uninvited. You get what you get.
Mm,
I don't care. And it be, oh, you can't do it. No, no. You in here.
mm.
You get what you get. I don't play no games about that. You shouldn't be in here. So right. You wasn't invited? Okay. Yeah, so any other superstitions you can think of?
I don't know if you asked me this already, but how do you feel about either like ghosts or aliens? No, we already did aliens. So why do you feel about ghosts?
Oh, I believe they exist. Especially since I seen one.
Really?
I was driving and in the rearview mirror, I saw a ghost. It was a young girl.
Of course.
She was black and white.
Mm,
Her hair appeared to be wet. She appeared to be wet. And she had on this white gown. She was in the back seat of my car. I looked in the rear view mirror and saw her. And I was like, Yep. Still driving home. I wasn't gonna crash my car. No. I was like, I just said, look, I don't know who you are, why you in my car, but if you need to be dropped off somewhere, just let me know. It ain't got to get stupid or violent. And I just kept driving, like,
The funny part is that exact description with like you black hair, long, wet, in front of her face, wearing a white. That's that lady. That's that said or the one from the ring be coming through your screen and all that. That's her.
yeah, I saw. You know what? That's funny too because I saw that image later. She's the one that be like on all fours and can walk upside down and head be all cracking and stuff. Is that
Honestly, I like sometimes I can't tell which one came out first, whether it be the Grudge or the Ring. But both of them seem very similar. It's just one of them makes a noise and the other one just kind of looks all weird. But yeah, yeah, she be crawling through the screen, going upside down, looking at you weird. Probably does the whole head turn. While the Grudge is the one that be doing the like stop that.
yeah?
I get there's a tragic
Because
reason
I've
behind it, but
never seen
stop.
either of the movies, but I've seen the like trailer or a clip or something like that.
I usually see like the parodies.
I don't know. I haven't seen any of those, but I saw like one part from The Grudge, like she was washing her hair and a hand was coming out the back of her head or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. And then I know like that's usually parodied in like a scary movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really. Maybe I did. I don't know, cause y'all watched all those scary movie, epic movie. Oh, all of them was,
Goofy.
yeah, too goofy for me. And so I never really watched it, but y'all did. But yeah, yeah, ghosts. I mean, I haven't had any bad experiences with ghosts. I do believe they exist. I mean, this is a big planet. It's a lot of stuff that we don't understand or don't know about. So, and then I don't try to discount something just because I don't understand it.
Oh yeah.
And I don't try to diminish it or try to treat it as it's, just because I don't understand it. But I guess that's because I'm such an open-minded person too. I
Mm.
don't believe that just anything that I've learned
But
or
I
my
have the right way,
right,
your way. Yeah.
right. It's just, mm-mm.
Because I also have that same thing. I believe in like a lot of things. Because my one piece of logic that goes with it is there's no way all these different people with all their different ways, types, times, zones, flavors, all this, have all these different experiences, stories to back it up. Multiple people going, yeah, they're right, yeah, they're right. And it's not true. Like it's even now just said, like, if enough people say it, it's
It's
true.
got to be some truth to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing too. Yeah, before internet, before all this other stuff, just like you said, yeah, you got people in different because it's like, okay, if something was to happen here,
Mm-hmm.
and you ask me, and then you ask the person, and we don't talk to each other at all.
Mm-hmm.
But you ask me about it, you ask the person across the street, you ask the person on the corner,
Like, did
you
y'all
ask
just see that tree that just fell and blew up? Yeah, it was a big old tree fell and
exactly
blew
if
up. And
everybody
I heard
says
an explosion, but I like, was that a tree? Yeah. What about
right.
you? I heard a big crash, and then boom. Okay, so we're all
Right. So it's like that. It's like if everybody got the same story or similar, it's got to
it's
be
close
some,
enough.
yeah, it's got to be some truth to it. Because it's like, how is it possible that we all made it up and we don't talk to each other? Yeah.
like
So it's like,
nah,
yeah,
nah,
yeah. So it's
yeah.
like, yeah, I don't, So yeah, yeah, it's got to be some truth to it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I just,
Which
I don't try to
like, nah,
yeah,
ain't
yeah.
that
Eh,
ain't. Trust me, I'm right about these things.
right,
Be
right.
like that guy from that.
That
Yeah, I'm
right.
never right.
I'm never wrong. Right. So it's like, you gotta I just keep like, okay, and even if I didn't believe it, then if it's something you believe in wholeheartedly, then I'm not gonna tell you,
Nah, that
uh,
ain't real.
why do you think that way? That's stupid, and you shouldn't. No, you know what? You are entitled to your own thoughts, feelings, emotion, whatever it is you feeling. Just like I'm entitled to mine, so I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you what you not supposed to feel, what you not
What you not about to do?
right.
Like, oh my god.
I'm only in charge of myself, so
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, so
Uh,
but yeah.
yeah. And I will say, there was one time I did have like my own little ghost story. Now a lot of times I be having like those random moments, random chills out of nowhere, and people like, so maybe that's like a ghost passing through you. But then you just stop. I keep having those. And then on top of that, there be those random times, right, where unexplainably something on your level, your fridge is level, things on your fridge are level, organized. Very funny. Like just something randomly falls off. Like somebody just intentionally knocked it over. Like, man, you can't tell me that's not one of your ancestors being petty. Just watch this, which is something I would do. Like, bro, okay,
Franken.
uh,
Yes.
and like everybody knows, like there's probably those good people in your family, some of the bad people in your family. Me personally, anytime something like stupid happens, like I'm about to do something, grease falls in my hand, that's one of the bad people in my family. Like, okay, thanks a lot, yeah, real funny, John. But if there's someone good in my family, you ever have those moments where you're looking for something, you can't find it, and then out of nowhere, you just have the strangest feeling of, what if it's under that pillow? And that's where all your items have been this whole time. The good member of your family. And that's, I'm like, well, hey, thanks to you. I'm
That's
not gonna
what's
pour
up.
a drink out for you though, because I'm thirsty. But yeah.
You silly. I used to be like, look at God. There we go. And
Mm.
then I grab whatever it was I was looking for that finally appears in the spot I've looked in twice and just go like,
What if? Let me out with this one. I know it's gonna sound crazy the second I start the sentence, but okay. So what if, like how we have Santa for us, with like some hay, the Santa, they're doing all this stuff for you kids. Oh my God, thank you, Santa. So like, what if for the people who passed, they're like, hey, we got God for y'all doing all this stuff. Oh, thanks, man. And it's like us helping each other. Not to say it's not real. Ugh, hold on, stop right there. Don't you dislike or come off this video, because the way I see it, either A, those two figures exist, because I mean that's kind of funny that when you look at their descriptions or how people describe them, it's kind of funny how close they are, huh? 9 times out
yeah.
of 10, it's probably some elder man with a long beard, bald. One of them's wearing all white, the other one's wearing all red. Really weird how that works out. Anywho, um, oh my God, what if God and Santa are the same person, yo? But
Hey, I
yeah,
could be cool with that.
one minute he's delivering presents, the next one he's delivering judgment. But I'd imagine
Ah,
like it's either a person or just like the whole spirit of Christmas, like an idea, something we passed around to make sure each and every person feels a lot better. So once people pass on, then they're like, well, guys, let's continue to train. Yes, sir. Give these people something to believe in, because, oh boy, it's not like plants can talk, because if they could, maybe a few less buildings. Thanks. Uh,
yeah, well, the older I get, the more that's a real possibility that I'm gonna find out what's gonna happen in the so-called afterlife. I don't know if I believe that exists or not.
I
And for
do.
anybody that does believe, it's fine. But eventually I'm gonna find out. Eventually we are gonna find out. I mean,
Mm.
that's just inevitable. There's no getting around it. So yeah, you find out and you just make the best of what you got, just in case there's nothing left.
Now, I will say for me, to quell the worry, I personally believe, right, once you go, it's like same way like how you'd have a dream or whatever, but it's, you're more in control of it. That tends to be whatever afterlife you get. Not to say it's going to be random and you're going to be sitting there wondering why is there bubble gum walking across the ceiling. No, but it's pretty much one of those, whatever you wholeheartedly believe in, that's what you end up. If you're one of those people like there's no afterlife, well, there you go. Now you just, or you
That's
just
what you
come
get.
back as a tree, or you just sitting there forever in the abyss, or I don't know, whatever people tend to believe in. If you go, oh, there is one, and you know that you've done well or whatever, no regrets. Probably should have delivered that one piece of mail on time, but outside of that, no regrets. And then you're just gonna, whatever your personal heaven is, that's what I feel like you're gonna be. And then for those who feel like they've done no wrong, but kind of have that feeling in the back of their head, like I ran too many red lights. Well, there you go. Then, like, you're gonna be in your own personal. I don't want to work at McDonald's. There you go. Until you feel like you've repented, now you move on. And then for those who are really, really terrible, man, all those times your friends was like, "Hey, man, what's your favorite scary movie?" I won't lie, I hate to be in. Is that Freddy Krueger? You need a makeover. Like, yeah, that's.
So you
I feel like
think
it's all really personal because that's how life is. No one, everyone's living their own story and their own personal like experience because you perceive everyone differently than everyone else. Your experiences are never 100% the same. Everyone's having their own individual time on Earth. So I feel like everyone would have their own individual time afterwards. And I feel like it's the same thing like with life. You get to choose who you continue your journey with. So you pretty much turn on multiplayer afterwards. Just, hey, who trying to join in?
okay. So you think you manifest your own. It's not like a judgment thing, whereas you get sent somewhere, somebody's up there saying you're going there, and you downstairs for you, and then you figure that you make your own.
Yeah, you kind of judge yourself non-intentionally. And I mean, honestly, me personally, I feel like that'd be so unfair. If I'm doing whatever, make a few mistakes, because I'm bound to, I'm human, which I feel like that's something people kind of lean on a little. Hey, man, I'm human. Hey, it is what it is. Now, you're doing this intentionally. But I feel like that'd be a little unfair for someone to just open that DVD. Oh, you, huh? This is going to be a long one. Pop that in.
Mm.
Hey, can the rest of the line see this? Don't worry about that. Uh, do we have to watch all of it? Patience. You got time. You definitely got time.
Man, that part.
You know. Hey,
Yeah.
who died with Skittles? Pass that up real quick. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that'd be a little unfair. And then like, what if the dude is biased? I know they'd be like, oh yeah, no biased people or whatever, but come on, there's got to be a little bit of.
I mean, yeah. And then too, okay, so if there is a person up there doing the judgment and all that, Saint Peter, that's
Mhm.
what it's supposed to be. Okay. He's been up there for centuries. Where is he getting his upgrades at? Where
Like, does he get rotated? And then like, what if? Okay, what if I don't want to be judged by Saint Peter? Like, let's say,
you get
like, can I swap out judges? Like,
I
sometimes I
mean, is
don't,
there
you know.
mediation?
And then like, because I
Too
mean, you don't get
funny.
to choose whatever judge you get sent to here, but up there, like, what if I'm a guy? What if I go my whole life not having good experiences with any guy I run into, no matter who? And then I go up there, hey, I'm St. Peter. Not you. Someone else. Not you.
Ah, that is
We
so
got St.
funny.
Patricia. I don't want her either. It's too close to your name. Where's
Ah,
Mrs. Claus?
Lord.
What? You heard me. Bring her up here.
Ah, yeah, that would be.
Which, you know what? Thanks to like a lot of the media I've seen, there's like one piece of media I've seen where it's like, all the, living people on one realm and then all the people who've passed up there with the rest of the multiple different gods that people believe in. I'm like, that's a more fun way of looking at things.
Mhm.
Because I mean, everyone's stories come from somewhere. And the two things that made me think that way is one, because yeah, like I said, everyone's stories it can't come out of hot air. And two, there was one time went to church with my aunt, right? And while I'm there, the pastor's talking about the word of God, Christian Bible, all this fun stuff. And while he's wrapping up, he's like, all right, we're about to wrap up this seminar, this, that, and the other. If you have any further questions, comments, or concerns, speak now or forever hold your peace. And I'm like, nah, I got something. He's like, yes, young man in the back. I was like, hey, does God have any like family members or whatever, like a brother, sister, mom, dad, something like that? And I'm expecting, well, it's a possibility. That man, nope. What do you mean, no? It was only God and always ever will be God. Just him up there? I couldn't. Because if everything that is said is supposed to be, okay, so it's only one person. Always has been up there for a minute. Because it takes a second for Big Bang, Earth, people, evolution, plants, animals. What did I do with the dinosaurs? Oh, god dang it. Put them in the recycling bin. So, a lot of stuff had to occur. You mean to tell me it's only been one person up there this whole time? And then, like, we're made in the person's image. Emotions come with that package. So they're just up there. Let me check on my creations. Open up the load save file. Hi, Dad. Hi, son. You ready to go play catch? Of course I am, sport. I love you, Dad. I love you too, son. No, that's depressing. I couldn't. So to make myself feel better on the whole subject, I was like, no, I refuse to believe that. No. And I personally believe, like, there is, like, another one up there, because a lot of the stories people, there's two different ones that I hear of. There's the vengeful one, and there's the all forgiving one. Like, hey, man, as long as you believe in them, what you did was wrong, believe you. You'll be like, hey, we all make mistakes, and then you go up. And then there's the one where it's like, you said his name on the wrong day at the wrong hour at the wrong time of the week. Oh, you're going down, guaranteed. There's nothing we can do for you. You're done. You're good. How are you gonna tell me? Trust me, I know. You're done.
Yeah, well, I do believe that there are more than one, because where did they get the family thing from? Where did that
Like,
where did siblings and all where did the thought for that come
why
from?
can't
So
I just take out a rib cage of my own and just I'm gonna make a
yeah,
lovely wife out of this one.
right. So yeah, I think that it is something to it that because now they talk about there's more than one universe and all that other stuff. So I think maybe the family, they all went, how families do. They go in a separate directions, and that's how the different universes were formed and
Mm-hmm.
all that. And we ain't finding about it now, but sometimes maybe in the next millennium, people will travel between worlds and all that, just like it is on Star Trek. A lot of stuff on Star Trek and Star Wars and all that other stuff, you see it, and movies. It sometimes reality does come out of movies.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that eventually that it will be a reality that those movies. Now, will it be exactly? No, but it's
You'll be,
gonna. Yeah,
oh wait, I saw this before. That's funny. You
yeah.
know,
It's. I think so. And it's. I mean, we won't probably be around to see it, but hey, it'll be cool
mm-hmm.
that when it does come to be, that'd be super cool. So yeah, but hey.
And for those who are probably looking at me like, get a load of this guy, bah humbug, all this rubbish. Think about it this way: if someone can go out of their way to create an entire show with a whole different world, aliens, humans, all types of things, all these different people, but they all seem to be in the same animation style. Well, there you go. That's a funny way for me to look at it. Like all the different guys are just animators. Like, hey, guy, what you working on? Oh, so this fun little group of people, making a really dynamic story here. When everything wraps up in the end, and when everyone gets together, man, that ending. Just wait for when that chapter comes out. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. You know, and maybe that's why a lot of people have so many different similarities despite the differences. We all have the same colored blood. We all kind of around the same height range. We all have skin, skeletons, all types of stuff like that. Maybe it's all the same animator.
Yeah, yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I mean, and then you're an artist. When you draw your people and create your stuff, you don't never just do the same image over and over
I've
again.
drawn so many different characters, tried doing so many different styles, but I have my own style. Like after a minute, that's gonna no matter what character I make and whatever font or whatever, people are gonna, oh, that's a Devin original. I could tell. You know, like the guy who made Dragon Ball, he's made
Mm-hmm.
so many different other things, but you can tell that's his work. They all have the same kind of eyes, the same kind of spiky hair. They all have the same kind of face. You know,
Exactly. And that's why I'm saying, like, yeah, you can tell, that it's the same person, even though
it's a whole different product.
it's you can always say that's their style
Mm-hmm.
of art, or that's their style of drawing, or that's their, so you can tell. So yeah, that's what it's like. It's derived from you. But yeah, so it's like, but you make stuff different every time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, and I'm quite sure that's probably how the big man was
Oh,
like, hey, I like what I did here, but I want this in a different color.
yeah, I want this in a different font, different
Yeah,
size,
different
different.
size, style. Yeah, I
Let's
want
change
to
up their hair.
do
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
because funny enough, I was just telling my friends this, and I was like, I love the fact that each and every single character we make up, no matter how drastically different we make them, at some point they carry a part of us with them because it's inevitable. You make a character, that's pretty much like your kid. They have some part of your aspect from them, which ties into that we're all made from God's image. There we go. Yeah, we're all characters. Let's go.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
even though people will be like, so, well, does that mean that we're like in a whatever different simulation or whatever? Probably. But the same way those anime characters will go through their lives, animated and everything, like, yeah, clearly they don't, even if they do know that they're drawn, some of them just don't care. Some of them do know. Others are like, eh, time to continue on. I can still, make an arm cannon. So that's probably like how we are. It's just like, even if we are like, oh, you guys were all drawn. Really? From that pen? How about you draw me a couple 100,000? Just real quick. I just want to see what happens.
man. Yeah. Hey. And like you said, to each his own. Everybody has their own beliefs. So,
Yeah,
I
which you
guess,
don't have to take mine in stride, but consider it.
yeah, and, we'll all find out. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean, there ain't no getting away from that. You will definitely find out. So once you get there, or once we get on the other side, then we can debate it again. Like, told you was right. Oh,
no, no, no. You said it's all in people's perception. What do you see? I see Beast from X-Men. What do you see? I just see a stick figure. Oh, oh damn, that's funny.
Ah, okay. Hey, did I ask you about what your favorite holidays are?
Yeah, yeah.
And what did you say yours were?
Definitely like Halloween.
Oh
Because
yeah, yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah. And then my birthday is in there. Halloween, Christmas. I think Halloween definitely is my first.
man, because the haunted houses I've been to, I cherish them. Them boys will stay with me forever. Because there was one time I went to a haunted house in like Cedar Point, and while I was in there, I was hanging out with my cousins at the time, and I was like, okay, it was a really nice time and everything. It was funny too, because I think I met them on the same day. Just, hey, these are your cousins. Cool, what up? How you doing? And just talk to them as if I already know them. But while we're going through the haunted house, I'm having a great time because I love Halloween. I love scary things. So I'm just, while everyone else, oh my God, it's so scary. Some lady saying some different stuff in tongues in the corner, sometimes rising up. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know. And then there's one dude. He's like, does anybody here want to be my dinner? I was like, I really love what you guys did with the place. Oh, thank you. Now, does anyone want to be my dinner? I don't, but the guy behind me does. Huh? That man was so, why me? Like, oh man, wonderful thing. Like, man, I love the costumes, everything. It was so beautiful because everything has its. And honestly, and I want to thank one of my brothers for this. Freaking AJ. Props to him because at first when he started my whole like artist journey or whatever, I personally didn't understand Picasso art. Did because for me, I'm looking at it like, did a 5-year-old do this? What is this? I was he a famous artist? Rubbish, But upon at some point he was like, you know what? I want to show you something. He drove me around and showed me all of this, like these random patches of just art stuff in Detroit.
On the murals.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
to some people it'll look like garbage. Like it was just a whole bunch of chairs stacked up in an odd way, and I'm like, that's beautiful. I'm like, oh my god! It immediately opened my eyes to what art really is, and it's just a beautiful thing. Everything can be its own form of art, and from there, I was like, you know what? My fault. I understand how you were. Good on you, Picasso, because it's it may seem odd, it may look simple, but at the same time, I can't do it, man.
You can do it, and it's different artists. Okay, it's different artists and different artist styles,
Mhm.
and everybody comes out with something every time, and it's not determined by the person who does the art. They put their emotions and their feelings on the canvas. It's determined by the people who see the art and just be like, "Oh my god."
Like this
Because
is.
it's so many times I've seen different things like for example, it's this young guy on TikTok I saw it where he does these huge pictures of Dragon Ball Z characters.
Mhm.
Just that's all he does, and it's not he's not the original artist of the Dragon Ball Z or nothing. He is making, and I mean huge, like they are like 15 feet by 20 feet, yeah,
Yeah.
big, huge, and he just does pictures, and that stuff is selling off the chart, and that's all he doing is just big pictures, and he puts different characters together, all that kind of stuff. And people are buying it up. He can't even make them fast enough. And it's like,
Which that's also fair because one of my friends told me that being an artist is a superpower in itself. Because whatever you can imagine or someone can bring to you, you can now create. If at any point someone was like, you know what, I'd love to see like Goku and Superman sitting down having a picnic. You could make that, and there you go. Now that reality exists in some format, and then take it a step further. You can get people who know how to voice act the characters or whatever, or people who can do impressions. Then you do a script, get some animation together. Now it's a 40-second clip on YouTube or TikTok somewhere. Or those guys just, you know what? It's a nice sundown. I was just gonna say the same thing. Oh my god, yeah. Did you make these sandwiches? Uh-huh. Yeah, I told you I was a farmer. Yeah, yeah, I could taste that. That's some real good green. Thank you. Someone appreciates my craftsmanship. We should do this more often. Yes, yes, more often. Let me just that. And
exactly.
watch that exist somewhere in a few years' time.
Shoot, that's like my screensaver on my watch is Mickey Mouse and Yoshi together.
Would
Somebody
never cross paths, but
exactly. Somebody drew it and made it a screensaver. What do they call it? A
a wallpaper.
is it no for your watch? What is it called? Is it called a face? Ah,
I
whatever it's
wouldn't
called.
know. I don't own a high tech watch, but I mean screensaver, wallpaper,
Whatever
usually
it's
the same
called.
thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I got that, and it's Mickey and Yoshi together. And as soon as I saw it, I was like,
Oh,
"Ooh, I want that."
you know,
Yeah, two. Those are some of my favorite characters is Mickey Mouse and Yoshi. I love me some Yoshi.
Which honestly, now that I say this, I know because it is at some point I was like, man, what if me and my mom run out of things to talk about? Now, because upon me bringing up the fact that I love to draw, at some point someone's gonna, well, what have you drawn? And what are some of these characters? And what's the inspiration? Well, there's man, because there's been so many different fun characters I've made up over the years, inspired by events, people, a whole bunch of. I'd walk, see a random bird crash into something. That's a character, and like it's funny how quick I'm able to make these up. And then the other funny thing is sometimes I'll make the character then the name. Sometimes I'll make the name then put it to a character. Sometimes I'll make a story and then got to figure out both. So it's always a fun experience each time, and a lot of times people I know tend to love the characters not because I made them, but because they're actually fun, interesting, and sometimes very hilarious individuals. One of my one of the most fan favorite ones amongst my friends is literally a character named Lemon. I just that was the name I decided, and I'm like, that's funny. And sometimes I just think of a name, laugh, and go, that's it. If it makes me laugh, you're in. And it's literally just a small little, like a little Dragon Ball character. He's a small little Majin, little bumblegum character, all yellow, and he's just there to have a good time. He's small, innocent, doesn't understand much, loves Christmas, and will just randomly hand out presents to anyone. You could be the worst villain ever. I'm gonna destroy everything that's ever had existed and ever will exist. That would you like a present? Like out of nowhere for no reason.
Oh, that's so sweet.
you know?
You maybe one of these episodes you can display some of your art.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be cool. I mean, and then in the comment section, are you able to put pictures and stuff in the comments?
That is weird that that's not a thing yet.
Huh?
Not on YouTube, at least. I know you probably. I know, like at this point, you can do gifs and like
Emojis.
yeah, like you can do that and like certain other things, which
And
okay.
Facebook, you can do avatars. I know that you can
Yeah,
do
they
avatars,
started that on
emojis.
Instagram too, which is all right.
Okay, but
But
yeah,
yeah, no, you can't actually. That's crazy. But yeah, I can definitely do some of those because man, some of the stories and everything I've come up with, which is so funny. I'll forget some things I learned in school or forget what I ate this morning. But if you be like what's Lemon's origins? Oh, glad you asked. So it all begins. Like, man, it's so sometimes, much like my friends, I don't even remember how I even started the character or how I even made them.
it
I
don't
know,
matter. I mean, as
but
long as you make them. That's all that matters, and you name them, and then sometimes you don't remember what inspired you to come to it, but as long as you could get there, that's all
mm,
that matters in the end. So yeah, yeah, as long as you make your characters, draw them out, name them, give them an origin story, all that kind of stuff, that's all that matters.
mm,
And then you keep doing all that, and eventually, you never know.
which I will say, there's still one character that I have that has the goofiest backstory known to man. Not his actual backstory, how he came to be. And when I tell you, it's so drastically different from the story I have from him. And I do need to start, like marking these down somewhere so I can have the evidence because I won't lie to you. One of the stories I have for my characters kind of feels like the horror movie Us, where while they're going through their story, there's an opposite version going through a much worse version. Like he'll his parents will be like some happy birthday, it's your fifth birthday, open up your present. He opens up this present, he gets like this really cool, adorable little Pokemon creature that he gets to carry on in his shoulder. While his opposite version, why is there a skeleton in here? Like it's horrifying.
Oh wow.
So I do need to, because if I come out with that, someone's gonna wait a minute. That's based on no. I started this character in 2011. Us didn't even. It wasn't even a thought. Don't you do that to me?
Well, I mean, no matter what you come up, I don't. It's very rare to come up with something 1,000%
Original.
original because there's been so much stuff created over the years. It's almost impossible to have a complete 100% original. Like, you can no longer say pants. You can't come out with an original pair of pants. Not for real. Now you can put a different print on it. You can do a different design, all this other kind of stuff. You can make them, shape them different, all that. But I don't care from. However, pants are always gonna have two legs,
Mhm.
and they're either gonna pull up, zip up, button up, something like it's gonna always be where it fits around the waist, have two legs, and they come down to your whatever, your knee, your ankle, whatever. Well, pants they come at least to your ankles or further down. But yeah, that's you're never gonna change that concept. Now, you can make them look different. You can have the cuts in them. You can put holes in them. You can make the fabric look different, all that. But essentially, pants. Same thing with a shirt. Always gonna have two arms, the part for your neck, and covers your torso.
Yep.
To a certain point, crop top, this, that, the other, tank top, whatever.
All types of different.
Yeah,
things.
nevertheless, though, shirt is a shirt. You're never gonna go past that. But yes, you can make them look different. You can print them different colors, all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
And so that's what brings it, gives it its different. But once it's certain things like you just I don't think you're gonna ever come out with anything truly original. But
it is something that speaks to me. Like, for example, when I was like, oh yeah, my characters, I can't reinvent them as anything other than characters, And when you hear characters, you either think of one or two things: text or person. Like,
text character, that's funny.
Uh-huh.
Yes, but
like so, yeah. I just invented this thing. You wrap it around your waist, and then the legs come down. So these are pants. No. Drop the P. Ants? Oh, I don't want this.
Yeah. So yeah, we've already got past that part. It's just you can just make things different. We've already you got the coat, you got the jacket, you got pants, you got shirts, skirts, tops, bottoms, all that kind of stuff, and that's it. And I don't think they're gonna come out with anything else where it's like it's different. I think the only thing you could come out with that's maybe different from all the rest, where it would be original, is maybe hats.
Yeah, like a new form of hat.
Yeah, you can come out with a new form of hat, and then shoes. Now, no, it's still the same thing
because it's still shoes.
It's still shoes, right? And it's still a hat. So yeah, it's just the different shapes because all of it's meant to go on your head.
Like, no, this isn't a hat. This is a helmet.
Okay. Right, everything goes on your feet. So yeah, all that part is just done. You just come out with different ways that they look, and that's all you can do at this point.
Although I will say, there have been the different little jokes, jabs, or sometimes I like to call them pranks throughout history. Those little jokesters, you're funny guys. For example, whoever decides to name the soft shoes booties, you're a funny individual. You are a funny individual.
I was questioning myself because I was saying that I felt bad about saying the word, but that's actually I was looking on the shoebox. If it's a short boot, it's called booties, and I was the word. I was like, I don't know, I feel wrong about saying the word, but that's what it was.
Nah, and there's somebody threatened somebody with that. Man, if you don't shut up, if I shove my booty up your booty, excuse me. What did you?
That's definitely what they are. They short boots are called booties. Yeah, so
can you just call them booze?
I don't know what. Short boot. How about Lil Boot?
Little boot, you
Lil
know.
Boot. There we go. That would have been. I think that would have been better. But yeah, that's what they're
Like we got
called.
short crop top, crop shoe. I don't know, crop boot,
Yeah.
something.
Crop boot. Crop boot. Yeah, that's funny.
And then on top of that, whoever named Iceland and Greenland.
They wasn't trying.
No, they were doing that on purpose.
They weren't
That one
trying.
was on purpose. You mean to tell me the iced land is Greenland and the greened land is Iceland? Yeah, all right. I want to talk to you specifically. First of all, funniest joke throughout all of, like, man, I
But
thought all of
that's
his
something
stuff.
else though. Just because a country is named that in your lifetime doesn't mean it's gonna stay that in your lifetime. It's so many countries the names have changed. So, but I didn't know that was a thing. I thought once a country was named a country, that was it.
You know,
So we are North America, but someday we could be something else.
like before it was Pangea, apparently. And then all the islands say, you know what? This is not a nice family gathering.
Uh, yeah, because you look up stuff like Russia no longer exists. It's no longer Russia. It is, oh, see, and I brought it up and now I don't even know. Anyway, it's been a name change. And I think it's been another name change. Now, if I'm wrong, I'm quite sure everybody
Russia
was
don't
gonna.
exist no more.
Yeah, but when I was a kid, it was Russia. But now, Russia no longer exists. It says in the thing. I was looking up something about Russia, and it was like formerly known as Russia. I was like, oh, oh, oh.
Because it was Russia while I was in school. Like, what happened? When did this happen?
Things can change just like that on a
Such a
dime. You can
cool
just
name.
you can be this country one day and the next day. So I
Yeah.
hope if the name change comes from North America, I hope they come out with something super cool. Like Ion. Wasn't that what it was in Matrix? Yeah. Something cool. Rename it something super like ooh, like if this country was a superhero, what would you name it?
Hmm.
Yeah. So it could stand there and do the superhero pose with a cape flapping in the wind.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If I could rename Michigan, I rename it to bipolar.
Quad quad polar. We've
Yeah,
already gone
quad.
over there. You
Welcome
don't
to Quad Polar. What is?
exactly.
Don't you mean Michigan? Formerly Michigan. Why you
Right.
call it Quad Polar? Trust me. You be here a few days, you'll understand.
You'll understand.
I said
Yes.
every group of animal here, Quad Polar.
Yes. This place, I swear. Oh, Michigan is not for me. I definitely I want to and I've said this before. I want to live somewhere where I will never see snow again.
Speaking of which, speaking of Michigan, this is like another one of those things where it's like, okay, there's got to be someone out there, kind of, like no one can tell me that there's no one in charge. There's no higher being, no person going, hey, you ready to see something funny? Because everyone has a sense of humor. Whatever higher being has to have a sense of humor. Devin, where are you going with this? Look at Michigan. Why does it look like a mitten? Why?
In Italy like a boot.
Yeah, but like that's unmistakable. It all of the fingers and a thumb sticking out. Put on a mitten. You're wearing Michigan. Why is it actually naturally shaped like that? Or did someone? Okay, now I know you're saying not to mess with the islands. Put that jackhammer away. I'm almost done. Update the maps.
Yeah. Uh, hey, I mean, yeah, Italy does look like a boot. Michigan looks like a glove. Um, that's it.
You know,
No other. It's
I really like
just
Africa's shape. That's a very distinctive shape.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey. It's just I don't know. How it panned out to work out that way, but here we are. Yes.
Just man, I'm telling you, when I'm able to find out, just and then watch it all, just
All the secrets to the universe.
man. So it's just so what's with all this stuff? You ever heard of stick figures? No. Yep. All the islands. Just one big stick figure. No. Yep, that's where the boot comes from. That's where the hand. Where's the face? Oh, it's kind of broken up into other pieces. If you like rearrange them this way, we've been living on a stick figure.
Mind blown.
You know, like
Woo.
man,
Yeah, I can't wait until I can know all the secrets to the universe one day. I don't know when they become available to you, but I definitely like to be on that. When you get all the secrets, it's like I don't know. It's I imagine like in your afterlife, you get it in the afterlife packet.
you know, but
And
it's like, hey, come on, man. Like you're not able to share it with the people down there.
yeah,
Hey, the secret of the universe is how come they can't hear me? Trust me, multiple people have tried. All right, we're not doing that again.
exactly.
Someone
Yeah.
did that once, right? It didn't work out apparently. Who was the first? You don't remember Jesus? Oh
Ah.
yeah, that was a bad time.
And so, yeah. Well, like I said, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yes.
And I so meant to talk about my random school stories. I promise you, I'll cover it in the next one. I know someone's probably watching these, probably later on, like, okay, so he's gonna cover the school stories. He is not covering the school stories. All right, man. All right, you only get one more chance. If you don't cover these, I'm gonna come through this video.
Your school stories is like Goku. He's on the
Yeah,
way.
at some point he'll
At
get
some
there.
point, he's getting there.
Man, we
Right?
lost a lot of people. Finally, jeez, little hand, he's flying over.
After you down to the last one, it's been 375 fighters. Now we down to one. And finally, Goku shows up. And even when he shows up, don't he need a minute to still warm up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or worst case scenario, why do you look different? No, someone stole your body. Those be the worst case scenarios. But anywho, till next time, because this has been Box of Topics, and you never know what you're gonna get.
Woo-hoo.
Man, next one I'll do 14.
Yes.